Hello, my name is Tammy Medlin, and I'm the local history librarian here at the Wilson County Public Library. I'd like to welcome you to our program, Wilson County Bookmobiles, 79 Years of Service. Cars change all the time, so do bookmobiles. So join me as I take a look back at our mobile libraries. On November 19, 1941, the following announcement appeared in the Wilson Daily Time. Request stops for Bookmobile. Residents of county are urged to file requests for stops with librarian Nancy Grace. Routes to be made up before Christmas. Bookmobile starts January 1st. The reason this came about was in 1940, the WPA gave Wilson County a bookmobile to use for a few months. The program was very popular, so much so that people decided we needed a bookmobile of our own. This is Wilson County's first bookmobile from 1942. It was made largely of wood and built and donated by Hackney Brothers here in Wilson, who made bodies for school buses and refrigerated trucks. It began making rounds in January 1942. Why is the date significant? The U.S. entered World War II on December 7, 1941, and on January 1, 1942, the government stopped the sales of new automobiles to consumers, unless you were like a doctor, policeman, fireman, clergyman, something like that. Gas and tires also began to be rationed. Most families were restricted to 3 to 4 gallons of gas per week. Car owners could also keep only 5 tires, the 4 on your car and 1 spare. So they had to be careful with what they had, and unnecessary driving was discouraged. The bookmobile became the only way a lot of rural families could access the library. Although they had hoped to begin bookmobile service on January 1st, it actually didn't get started until January 12, 1942. This is a copy of one of the first schedules that appeared in the Wilson Daily Times on January 10, 1942. Bookmobile schedule. And Monday, Anderson Home, 9 to 9:15. Williamson Store, 9:15 to 9:30. Raper Store, 9:40 to 9:50. Buckhorn School, 9:50 to 10:45. Barnes Store, 11 to 11:15. Rock Ridge School, 11:15 to 12:15. As you can see, they would make stops at individual homes and places in the community like stores or maybe the post office. But those stops would be fairly quick. You better know what you wanted, and you better be able to find it fast. They usually lasted 15 or sometimes even 10 minutes. Now you notice the stops at the schools took a little bit longer. They usually got an hour. But again, that's a lot of students. You better know what you want and know how to find it. The bookmobile went out Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And the schedule repeated every 2 weeks. And yes, each day was just as busy as the one you just saw. This photo shows a visit to Rock Ridge School in the early 1940s. The bookmobile would continue to offer service to the schools until 1964. The bookmobile could hold between 200 to 300 books, but it was so popular it soon became apparent a larger vehicle would be needed. In 1948, Hackney Brothers manufactured a larger bookmobile that could hold 1,000 books. Organized in 1943 and opening in 1944, the Wilson County Negro Library also wanted a bookmobile. During its early days, the librarian would accept rides from cooperative extension agents as they visited homes, schools, and clubs throughout the county. This was often the only way they could provide library service to people who lived in rural areas. In an effort to raise money, they invited Langston Hughes to speak at Darden High School in 1949. As you can see, this clearly says, Langston Hughes, internationally known Negro poet, to lecture Thursday, February 10th, 8:15 at Darden High School Auditorium. Admission, adults $1, patron $1.50, children 50 cents. Proceeds to go to the Bookmobile Fund. The lecture by Hughes and other fundraising efforts were successful, and in 1950, the Wilson County Negro Library acquired their first bookmobile. Seen below, left to right, are Ms. Azalea Cohen, Miss Madeline Gray, and Miss Mary L. Wright, all employees of the library. It was so popular that between January and March 1951, its first 3 months of operation, 8,745 items were circulated from the bookmobile, compared to 2,092 items from the library itself. In 1955, Wilson County Public Library acquired its third bookmobile. As you can see, it's similar in appearance to the ones we see today. It's actually large enough. It's the first bookmobile we had where you could actually go inside. Sitting next to the 1948 model, the differences and advantages are obvious. This photo shows us what the new bookmobile looked like inside. It could hold up to 1,500 books and magazines. Pictured left to right are Miss Adelaide McLarty, Miss Peggy Lamb, and Mrs. Nancy Gray, librarian. In 1959, the Wilson County Negro Library also acquired a new, larger bookmobile that would allow patrons and workers to walk inside. Pictured below are Mr. Lois Haskins, driver, Miss Doris Roseman, librarian, and Miss Dorothy Goodman, bookmobile librarian. The bookmobile had 2 routes that it ran every 2 weeks. This is a copy of the bookmobile's monthly schedule. First and third week, Monday, Sims. Tuesday, Route 42 South and Jones Hill. Wednesday, Lucama. Thursday, Saratoga and Stantonsburg. Second and fourth week, Monday, Black Creek. Tuesday, Elm City. Wednesday, Holden's Crossroads. Thursday, West Nash and Elm City. Now, I would like to point out this probably meant 2 different locations in Elm City. As you have probably noticed, most of the photos in this program are in black and white, and I couldn't always find descriptions telling me what color the bookmobiles were. But in this case, I was lucky. In 1970, the Wilson County Public Library acquired a red and white Ford. Now, why was it so popular? It was the first bookmobile with air conditioning. Probably made it a very popular place for children to visit in the summer. In 1972, 17,274 items were checked out from the bookmobile. Around the same time, the bookmobile began to offer story hours and film strips. This is a stop at Whitfield Housing on a Tuesday afternoon. This schedule is from 1973. If you look at it, you can see the focus has shifted. The bookmobile no longer stops at individual homes or schools. Instead, it is parked at a designated place in the community for longer periods of time. Monday morning, Rock Ridge Barn Store. Monday afternoon, Sims, L.O. Wilson Store. Tuesday morning, Black Creek Post Office. Tuesday afternoon, Whitfield Housing. Wednesday morning, Pendar's Crossroads at intersection. Wednesday afternoon, Saratoga, Main Street. Thursday afternoon, Food Lane, Tilgham Road. Friday morning, Pittman Drive in New Hope. Friday afternoon, the Outpost on East Nash Street. The 1985 bookmobile was sky blue with the American Library Association logo on its side. According to the newspaper article, it also had carpeting, heating, air conditioning, and automatic transmission. It could hold up to 2,000 items. It would visit daycares in the morning and communities in the afternoon. Pictured are Sheila Skinner on the left and Sonia Short. This is our current bookmobile, a 2001 Ford, and our bookmobile outreach librarian is Miss Allison. In recent years, the bookmobile has been seen at the Whirligig Festival and other local events, as well as making stops at Sims, Rock Ridge, and Saratoga. Visits to rest homes, assisted living facilities, and other homebound patrons have been done by car. Unfortunately, COVID has caused Miss Allison to make a few changes in her schedule. The Bookmobile is unable to visit communities and many festivals have been canceled, but she has continued with her outreach services. She leaves books and other items for her homebound patrons at the front doors and calls them to let them know the items have been delivered. Story times are usually recorded and posted on the library's Facebook page. So whether by Bookmobile, car, phone, or internet, our mobile library service is still going strong after 79 years.